I'm not going to have a parade over it, but I'm also not upset about it. And I think it is a competent hire and puts a respected adult in the room. Is Frank Reich a very competent, well thought of, offensive-minded coach in the NFL? You bet your ass he is. What's interesting about this, and what I like so much about the New York Jets hiring Frank Reich, has actually very little to do with Frank Reich and has a lot more to do with what I can now see, or I guess I fingers crossed, I hope I see, with the New York Jets and what they decide to do this offseason. You don't bring Frank Reich in here to be the competent adult in the room and offensive coordinator unless you have a well thought out plan for who your quarterback is going to be, at least short term. And that does not mean a Kirk Cousins, right? That means a guy like Malik Willis, maybe a guy like a Mac Jones. What I'm saying is you don't bring Frank Reich in unless you've had an internal conversation of what we want to do at quarterback until next year's draft. We're not getting a quarterback, in my opinion, in this year's draft. It's a bad quarterback draft. Let's load up on linebackers and tackles and other positions that we can now solidify for the next 5, 6, 7 years. Quarterback will come in next year's draft. But you don't hire a Frank Reich unless you think you are bringing in someone like those three guys I mentioned. Now, maybe it's not one of those three, but a quarterback like that. They have to have a plan, or there's no way Frank Reich, who doesn't need the money, comes out of NFL retirement, has not been in the NFL for 2 years now. He was at Stanford for the last year.
Yep.
That guy doesn't come back to the NFL, to the Jets, unless they convinced him we've got a legitimate plan for quarterback, and that alone makes me happy.